They've told you have to stretch your natural hair to grow it long, and I'm here to tell you that's an absolute lie. You do not need heat, you do not need tension, and you certainly do not need blow drying to retain length. After all, I am living proof of that. My hair is mid-back length and on its way to tailbone length without ever being a blow dry natural. Now, if you have a sensitive scalp like me, I'm sure you understand the struggle. Stretching hurts, blow drying causes a lot of damage, and threading and braids pull so much that you're left sore and exhausted. Personally, I refuse to keep suffering through that, and that's when I discovered that there's another way. You can absolutely prevent single-strand knots and keep your ends intact without fighting against your hair's natural texture or forcing it to stay in a state that it's constantly trying to revert out of. That's been my key to retaining length and actually enjoying my hair at the same time. Hey Z-Stars, what's good in the hood of the Proverbs? It's your girl Zara, popularly and lovingly known as EfikZara, and I'm back with another video. Now in today's video, of course, I'm going to reveal to you all my #1 secret for retaining length without stretching my hair. Now I really don't want to waste your time, so let's get right into this video. But of course, before we do, please do the 4 simple things that I always ask you to do. Please be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think this mystery thing is. Be sure to share this video with your friends and your loved ones. Let them know that you enjoy this type of content. Please give this video a big thumbs up so YouTube knows that you enjoy this type of content and I'm motivated to make more videos for you. And last but of course, never ever can be least, subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so you know every time I post a new video. Now, please also watch the ads all the way through so your girl can get that YouTube coins and keep doing these sponsorship-free videos that actually cater to you and to me. Now, again, without further ado, let's get into this video. In 2025, we hear a lot of you need to stretch your hair in order to grow it long. And while it is true that stretching can help you retain a lot of length, you actually do not need to stretch your hair or force it to maintain a state that it wants to revert out of in order to grow your hair long. While stretching does indeed reduce the occurrence of single-strand knots because you're keeping your hair in a state that doesn't allow it to curl upon itself, you do not have to fight your curl pattern in order for it to stay knot-free. Now, to be quite frank, insisting that we have to alter the state of our hair in order for it to grow is harmful and can be very misleading. Of course, there are people like you, people like me, that are very tender and constantly stretching adds a layer of manipulation that causes more harm than good. So now let's get into how exactly you can retain your length without stretching your hair. It's really systematic, it doesn't have to take much time, and it keeps the tension at a minimal so that you're not suffering while you're trying to reach your length goals. Now, prepooing the hair is the real foundation. Now, there are 2 types of prepoos that I highly recommend for anybody who's on a natural hair journey, and one of them is the oil prepoo, the other is the mucilage prepoo. Now, depending on your porosity, one is going to be more beneficial than the other for you. If you're high porosity, I recommend the oil prepoo, particularly with coconut oil or babasu oil. Now, why is this? High porosity hair, by definition, is highly porous. So when you're hydrating the hair, when you're getting it wet, water enters very quickly. The hair shaft swells quickly, but it also leaves the hair shaft quickly, often leading to brittleness, dryness, breakage, etc., etc., etc. Now, what do coconut oil and babasu oil do? They penetrate the hair shaft because they have really small molecules and they're able to help balance the hydration within the hair. They also keep the hair shaft from swelling too quickly and de-swelling too quickly. They limit the water that is lost and help the hair to stay hydrated much longer. Hydrated hair is more malleable, it's springier, it stretches more readily and bounces back more readily. It's less prone to breakage and damage. If you're able to actually stave off breakage and damage, of course you're going to retain a lot more length. For those of us on the low porosity end of the spectrum, mucilage does really well for our hair. Now, if you're low porosity like I am, Coconut oil is likely not necessarily your friend because it can make your hair feel rigid, and it can almost mimic the effect of protein, of amino acids in the hair shaft. Beyond that, it's already hard enough for water to actually get underneath our cuticle to hydrate our hair, so when coconut oil penetrates the hair shaft, it makes it more difficult for water to enter the hair shaft and actually remain there. With mucilage-based prepoos, they are humectant, so they're already drawing water into the hair shaft, but beyond that, again, if you're on the low porosity end of the spectrum, chances are your hair is naturally a bit more rigid. That rigidity can make it hard to detangle and actually move your hair around. What mucilage does is it makes the hair malleable, gives it a lot of slip, reduces friction and breakage, and allows you to actually detangle your hair without much resistance. And of course, what happens if you're able to detangle your hair without breaking it, without friction, without resistance, you're going to retain a lot more length. All of the naturals that have exceptionally long hair seeing about the benefits of pre-pooing the hair, whether that's with an oil or with a mucilage. Now, it is important to note that whether you're high porosity, neutral porosity, or low porosity, it is actually really beneficial to do a hot oil treatment regardless. It's just important to choose the oil that's actually going to do what it needs to do for your hair. If you're low porosity, look for lubrication. So that's going to come more from avocado oil, almond oil, and other similar oils. If you're high porosity, of course, you're looking more for penetration. That's going to come more from the coconut and the babasu. Regardless, no matter how you choose to pre-poo, it's a really essential part of retaining length without having to stretch your hair. It's literally one of the factors that can determine whether or not you're going to keep your length on wash day or lose it. Now, pre-pooing is just one layer of this intricate puzzle, but do you want to know what the most important piece is? And it's something that nobody really talks about. Now, for me, waxes are the undersung heroes of the natural hair community and something that a lot of people don't make use of when they're trying to retain length. Beeswax, carnauba wax, candelilla wax, these are not just fillers. They're structural protectants that work in a way that other ones simply cannot. Now, a lot of people talk about wash and goes and gels when it comes to locking your strands in place, but my hair has never been a fan of gels. I simply cannot cope with them unless they're mucilage gels. And while gels do indeed lock your strands in place, they do not offer lubrication. Waxes do both. They create a thin, flexible film around the strand that reduces surface friction. So instead of your coils snagging and tearing, they literally glide right past each other. And because waxes are hydrophobic, that microbarrier even shields against friction from clothing and environmental stressors. Now, if you all know me, you guys know that I'm obsessed with grease. And of course, I'm gonna put all of my grease videos in the top right corner so that you can check it out after watching this video. But digression aside, you know I love grease. Now, I still do use it on occasion, but I've really evolved past it because waxes do so much more than grease ever could. And ever since I started using waxes religiously, my hair has retained length like never before. I mean, y'all see the material. Y'all are seeing this, right? My hair is getting crazy long and really dense. I'm no longer experiencing the kind of breakage I used to experience because I have switched to a routine that relies heavily on waxes. For a time, I couldn't figure out how to incorporate wax the best way, but after many months of experimentation, the wax that I found that works the best for me is one that I have actually formulated myself, and that's my chebe pomade. It's the single biggest game changer of my entire hair journey, and literally my ends are so lubricated, so locked into place, and so effortlessly protected that I no longer desire to stretch my hair or force it into a mold that it simply cannot fit. I've reduced the amount of tension I apply to my hair and my scalp. I've reduced the amount of time it takes to actually do my hair. I don't have to re-moisturize because my wax keeps my hair moisturized literally all week if I wanted to, even up to 2 weeks. And because these waxes have humectant properties, I can literally just spritz the ends of my hair a little bit and they're good as new while still having that heavy coating of wax on them that keeps them ultra protected. Now, I'm not going to make this in this video because we're literally just talking about the benefits of waxes, but you guys can check that out in my chebe publication, which is in the description box down below and linked in the top right corner, of course. We'll talk about it more at length later in the video, but until then, I would get it now if I were you because I definitely will be increasing the price. Now, if you all want a dedicated routine video of how I actually incorporate waxes, please drop some yellow emojis in the comment section down below. But honestly, if you want to retain length without stressing your hair and forcing it to actually assume a new kind of position, then you definitely need to hop on this wax train. Now, what pairs best with waxes? I know a lot of people love wearing their natural hair out and about and free, but as you guys can see, my hair is extremely dense. Wearing my hair out all the time is really just not practical because it can be a bit overwhelming, and it's not like I don't love my hair. I just prefer not to have hair touching my body all the time. So how do I wear my hair, you ask? In protective styles, but I don't use extensions, y'all. I only style with my natural hair because, of course, I don't like tension, and I'm not trying to force my hair to do something that it's really not meant to do. I love wearing braids with my natural hair, so I do twists all the time, and of course, I coat my ends with my wax. And I do other really beautiful styles, especially styles that are native to Nigeria, because I love the traditional styles here, the ones that don't cause too much tension, and I ensure that they're not done tightly. And of course, I coat my ends with my wax. It's really important if you're trying to retain length, do styles that allow you to get to your scalp. There's nothing more important than that because good hair does start at the scalp. And if you're not able to grow hair from your scalp that's thriving and healthy, then you're retaining length in vain because eventually that hair that started here will reach the ends. And if it lacks that integrity, it will break off no matter what you do. Now, you can indeed protect your ends and still let your scalp breathe. You do not need to over manipulate your hair or force your hair into a mold that it's not comfortable being in just to retain length or grow long hair. Now again, this journey of length retention is why I created my chebe pomade and why I ultimately created my Enchanting Chebe Remedies guide. The system works. I retain length without blow drying, without stretching, without pain, and I want to encourage you to do so as well. Now, the women of Chad and other women indigenous to Africa, that is, those tribes that exhibit really long, beautiful, glorious hair, they're not actually using heat or banding to stretch their hair. More often than not, they're coating their hair with clays, with herbs, with ghee even. Now, those methods are really, really beautiful, but we're in an era where we can actually take those traditional methods, expand upon them, and create something new, vibrant, and really doable for those of us living in more urban areas. So that's what I've done with my Enchanting Chebe Remedies. I've taken this ancient knowledge and crafted it into something that you can use every single day. I'm using it every single day, and my hair is finally thriving in a way that I never thought it could. Again, you guys see the material. My hair is extremely dense. I'm not parting my hair down the middle to make it look like I have this really huge afro. I don't need to do that because everything that I do to my hair to maintain it, to protect it, to keep it healthy, to keep my scalp happy and tension free is doing more than enough for me, and I'm so excited. Now, if you all are doubting me, of course, you can check out 2 reviews of my Enchanted Chebe Remedies right here on the screen. I was even surprised that I got these kinds of glowing reviews, and I'm really blessed and grateful to know that you all value these publications as much as I do, if not more. With that being said, of course, my publication is in the top right corner and linked in the description box down below. Please be sure to get it. It was made with a lot of love. It includes a lot of brilliant information about hair, the science behind hair, and how these herbs tie into science and cannot afford to be lost to time simply because the innovations we're making on a molecular level in cosmetic science do not negate the thousands of years of ancient wisdom and herb that God has put on this earth to actually bless us and bless our bodies and our hair. Okay, bestie, so I want to know your thoughts. I have some questions for you, and I'd love for you to answer them down below so that we could go back and forth. Do you actually believe stretching your hair is the only way to grow it long? Or is that just another lie the natural hair community keeps recycling? Why are so many naturals willing to fry their strands with blow dryers but won't try a simple pre-poo that could save their ends? Is grease really outdated, or is it that most of y'all never learned how to use waxes and pomades properly? Are protective styles really protecting your hair if your scalp can't breathe and your ends are still breaking? If chebe has been proven for centuries, why do people still act like blow drying is more reliable than actual herbal science? Okay, bestie, thank you so much. I can't wait to see your responses in the comments below. So with that being said, y'all, that's pretty much the entire video. I hope you discovered today that waxes can literally replace stretching your hair in your hair care routine. You don't have to be a blow dry natural to thrive. You can actually just enjoy your hair in a shrunken, most authentic state and have ends that refuse to coil upon themselves and form knots. Instead, you'll have beautiful uniform coils that are bouncy, protected, and full of life. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Please drop some blue emojis if you've made it this far. Of course, don't forget to thumbs up. Please comment. Let me know if you learned something new. Share this video with your friends and loved ones. And of course, last but never can be least, subscribe and turn on your notifications. I'll see you in my next video. Ta-ta for now.